Welcome back. The Ministry of Information and Communication Technology, as the custodian of the Nationhood and National Pride program, is set to launch the National Symbols campaign in partnership with supporting stakeholders that are fundamental to reinforce and amplify the protocols on the usage of various national symbols and singing of the national anthem. Now, to share more on this campaign is Shasimana Uugulu, the Deputy Director for Production in the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology. So good evening and thank you so much for coming to the show this evening.
Thank you, Nina, and good evening and good evening to your viewers.
Perhaps you can talk to us about what necessitated the need for a national symbols campaign.
Yes, thank you so much. MICT, or the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology, together with other stakeholders, are launching the National Symbols campaign tomorrow, because what we are trying to address is the fact that over the years, there's been an erosion in the way we use our national symbols, in the way we observe the protocols that are set when it comes, for example, to singing the national anthem, where you would have young people especially that are not yet exposed to the education that majority had at independence, where you know that at the occasion such as the singing of the national anthem, one need to be on attention, and what it means to be on attention. You will notice that at some events you would have people moving about when the national anthem is being sung. The same principles applies when you have the national flag being hoisted. You would have people moving about and not respecting that occasion. And again, when it comes to the use of the coat of arms, you would notice that there have been a number of fake coat of arms in circulation to such an extent that you would have government communicators even utilizing that fake coat of arms into official documents. So we really want to go back to the basics and educate our people when it comes to the use of national symbols and the correct protocol that need to be observed.
Who are some of the stakeholders involved in the execution of this campaign?
Yes, we have the Office of the President is on board. We have the Minister of Justice. We also have the Ministry of Education, which is very key because we want to educate our young people, especially in schools. We want them to be exposed to this education, so that when they grow up, we have inculcated in them a culture of respect of national symbols, and they know the meaning of them. So that when they are at a position where they are carrying the national flag, for example, they know how to carry that flag, they know what it means to them, they know the meaning of the colors on the national flag, and they are able to say and identify themselves as Namibians. We have noticed that also on top of that, we have NAMPO is on board. We also have is NAMPO, NDF, and Ministry of Youth and Sport, Namibia Sport Commission, and Namibia National Youth Service. So those are some of the key stakeholders that we have on board when it comes to this campaign.
You mentioned the national flag, you mentioned the coat of arms, and of course you mentioned the national anthems. Are those the only national symbols that will be highlighted during this campaign?
Our focus on this campaign, we are really trying to promote the correct use of the national flag, the correct use of the coat of arms, the correct observations of protocol when it comes to the singing of the national anthem. And we are also promoting the national standard or the presidential standard, and then what we want, especially young people, is for them to appreciate the kind of identity that we would build when we respect our national symbols. especially when it comes to branding ourselves as a nation, because among all nations, when you see that Namibian flag being flown anywhere, you would be able to identify yourself that this flag belongs to me, is my flag, is our country's flag. It doesn't matter from what corner of Namibia you are coming from, you identify yourself with that flag. That is our shared common identity. The same principle applies when it comes to the national anthem. When you hear our teams are singing that national anthem, you are proud as a Namibian citizen and you would want to follow exactly what is happening because it's a shared common identity, and the same also applies when it comes to the national coat of arms.
I want to talk about the protocols associated with handling the national flag. Tell us about that.
Yes, when it comes to the national flag, our flag is hoisted at 7 o'clock in the morning. And then it should be lowered at sunset. So we don't have a specific time when it comes to the lowering, but when you are lowering that flag, you have to ensure that that flag does not touch the ground. And when it comes to you also, as a public member, you are passing by that occasion where you are seeing your national flag being hoisted, you need to observe that you need to behave in a certain way that accords respect to that occasion. You need to be on attention. But now, what we are having now, we don't care when you see officers hosting the Namibian flag, you would want to pass by. And then when it comes to the protocol that need to be observed when it comes to the singing of the national anthem, in Namibia, we say you have to be on attention, but you would find people that would put their hands on their heart. That is not the Namibian way. That's not the Namibian protocol. So this kind of education is what we want to bring back. And then you would find, especially journalists, they would say, no, it's an official event. We are here for work. We are here for work. The national anthem is being sung. They are moving about as they want because they feel this is part of their work. But again, you are a Namibian. Your anthem is your anthem. And all of us, we should be able to be on attention during the singing of the national anthem so that we are not moving about and so forth.
Mr. Uugulu, talk to us about, any steps. What steps should Namibians take to apply for the use of national symbols?
Yes. When it comes to using the national symbols, especially when you want to incorporate aspects of national symbols in some of the design, whether it's for corporate branding, you need to apply to the Ministry of Justice, and you have to get approval from the Office of the President. So this application, you send your application, including the design that you want to be approved. You send it to MOJ at you send it to MOJ. No, you send it to national symbols at moj.gov.na.
Thank you. Back to the launch of the National Symbols campaign. When and where will the launch take place? And also let us know for any other information, where can the public contact you?
Yes, the launch is happening in Swakopmund. We would have all government communicators in attendance, and they will be marching from ShopRite, which is in the Central Business District, to the Swakopmund Plaza Hotel, where they would then be wearing national colors and then having Namibian flags. The idea is really to have government communicators as ambassadors of this campaign, so that they contribute to the public education that you want to achieve, whether at national level, regional level, or local authority levels. We want them to be ambassadors and educate on the correct protocols and etiquettes that need to be followed when it comes to the usage and observation of protocols when it comes to national symbols.
Where can the public get in touch, Mr. Uugulu?
The public can follow us on MICT social media pages, and this launch is going to be live streamed. Again, in fact, tomorrow NBC is also live streaming this launch. So we really appreciate the support from NBC, and we look forward to continue this relationship when it comes to the implementation of the campaign.
So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining us this evening on the Daily Roundup.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're going to take a brief break. We'll be right back after this.